God almighty.
There you go.
I mean, this has been crazy already. Well, let me try
You
this
ain't
again.
wrong.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head Sports. Actually, season 6 of Head to Head Sports. I'm your host, Brian Parker, along with my co-host, Mr. Randall Hargrove. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, my man. So just wanted to share with you.
Yep.
Got this promotion at the job or whatnot. So it's going to be tough for me to do the hour and a halves. I might have to jump off after an hour.
Okay.
Um, but I am going to do these division breakdowns. But as the season rolls in, I'll probably be only good to about an hour, and then I got to dive off.
Okay.
Maybe an hour to 75 minutes at tops.
Okay.
Um,
Hey, that.
in
Hey.
preparation for the next day at the 9 to 5, man. So
Oh well. First and foremost, congratulations.
yes, sir. I am a supervisor now, one of the big dogs moving forward. So yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Gosh. Okay, supervisor.
But with that comes a lot of responsibility. So yeah, brother's got his hands full at this time. Um, Constant phone calls, constant emails, and of course, like I said, got prep for the next morning. So yeah,
Hmm.
those little 30 minutes of extra time is valuable.
And that's going to interfere with you being able to watch Monday Night Football games.
A little bit,
Oh my
at
goodness!
least the first quarter. Yeah.
Right, right. Oh my goodness. Well,
Um, are you running live? I don't see a live feed. I'm trying to share something to the cooler.
that I'm working on that as we speak, man. You
All
know
right.
the issues I was having last season towards the end with Facebook kicking me off.
Yeah.
It's still happening. So I'm literally waiting to get a notification back from Facebook. I have to. So for folks that don't know, you know, the thing that's going to help and hurt at the same time in this world is going to be AI.
You ain't lying
And
about that.
for whatever reason, when I post, whether it's this show or my politics show, it AI keeps flagging the show as soon as it starts. Like it was live and then it stopped it and flagged it and said it had to stop it because there was a nudity. Now, as much as the females out there have been wanting me to do a show totally nude, I have held that back for now, and it has not happened. But for whatever reason, uh, Facebook keeps seeming to think that the shows have nudity, and it pulls it off. And then I have, and what ends up happening is, as soon as the show starts, I'll get a notice that has been flagged, and then I'll have to literally dispute it while the 5 minute countdown ticker is going.
That's
Now,
so aggravating.
normally within the last minute, I'll get a notification from Facebook. Oh, our bad. We made a mistake. You're good to go. And then I have to scramble to then go back into the settings and add both of my Facebook feeds back onto it so that it'll start streaming again.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't gotten a notification yet, but while I'm live on air, if y'all bear with me 2 seconds, I'm going to try to add them back and see if it's going to flag. I hope it doesn't. I'm gonna try to see if it's gonna add it back without kicking it out. Just trying to do it right now.
This is a technical part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. If any of you guys out there want a good internship, dive on up in here and help us out with this stuff, man.
I failed to post. It's still telling me that it's not letting it in yet. So, like I said, normally I get a notification from Facebook that it's been resolved. I have not gotten it yet. As soon as I get it, I will. I'll just stop and add us when I can.
All
It's
good.
this has just been absolutely crazy, man. And then the other thing I was working on. my show notes and tried to send them to you and realized I sent you two of the exact same things because again, AI messed up my dadgum presentation. Uh, so I'm gonna have to not totally wing it, but I'm gonna have to pull it up from somewhere else just so I can see what it was that I was actually doing, which is
AI is just a blessing and a curse, man.
man, I tell
A lot
you.
of times for
But
me,
but,
it's a
but
curse.
I wanted to comprise my numbers and stats a little bit better and differently, and I'll still be able to do it. Now, let me address the last elephant in the room, and we'll get started on the show. People are probably saying, "Brian, I can only see one of your eyes." I have my other eye, y'all. There it is. However, I recently had a bad eye infection, and I'm getting over it, but I'm still having light sensitivity issues, which
Uh,
it makes it pretty uncomfortable to keep it open the whole time. Even though, if I don't have all these daggone lights on in here, I probably could. Or if I sat there and wore sunglasses, I probably could too. But then it'd be hard for me to read off the screen, and I got three screens up in front of me, so it's just going to be easier for me to look like Jack Sparrow for the night, and hopefully over the next couple of weeks we don't have to worry about it. So full transparency there.
take it to yourself.
Yeah, yeah, man. Other than that, I've been doing good. Uh, hope your summer's been good. I saw that you made it to New York City.
Went back to the NY, man. Stayed in Queens this time around. Had a great time. Saw parts of Queens, of course, I hadn't seen before. Flushing Meadow Park. Went by the
Mm,
Met Stadium.
mm-hmm.
Didn't go inside of that bitch because I'm a Yankees fan. So we
Oh,
ain't
so,
doing
so
all that.
you were over there by the World's Fair where the three
There you
coasters
go.
of the Men in Black were and all that stuff.
There
The
you go.
museum,
Yep.
the Billie Jean King Center, and all that
Yep.
stuff over there. Okay.
Went through parts of Brooklyn. It's just tough to take in New York City all within like 3 days. So of
Damn.
course I had to go back.
Man,
Um,
I
so this
couldn't I
time
couldn't I
around we
couldn't do
did
it in I
Brooklyn,
couldn't do it
Queens.
in I couldn't do it in 6 years.
Yeah, man, it's just way too much. So, and I plan to go back again in a few months so we could, check out a few more things. But
Nice.
the blessing that I did get while I was there was we were at a random. I don't know if I told you this, B.
Mm,
Um, but I was at a random comedy spot on a Tuesday night. Me and my girlfriend just chilling there,
mhm.
and just this little hole in the wall thing. But it was right out by Washington Square Park,
Okay.
you know, where a lot of celebrities walk up and down there. We
Mhm.
saw a lot of Saturday Night Live folks. I didn't really know them like that, but my girlfriend did. We turned around in this restaurant we were eating at, and there was Nikki Glazer. Not a name that's like hugely familiar to me, but she knew Nikki Glazer. So I turned around and was like, "Oh wow, okay, cool. Somebody off of TV." Out on the street, looked like they were filming a Saturday Night's Live skit with a couple of the Saturday Night Live cast out there. I thought that
Mhm.
was pretty cool.
Right.
But again, after the dinner, we went to the comedy show, like I was telling you, and I'm just sitting there chilling, waiting for the next comedian. And my girlfriend is like, "Hey, turn around." I turn around and look, Mike freaking Tyson, man,
Get out of here.
Mike Tyson
Yeah.
in the same room as me, and that's like one of my all-time heroes as a
Wow.
man. So
So
yeah, I
yeah,
was starstruck off of that one, man.
man. I know. Look, I know the feeling being on a lot of those acting sets up there, running into people and just like,
Yeah,
wow, wow,
there they go, right there. Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely know that feeling. When I saw Morgan Freeman on Madam Secretary set, and I was just like, wow, Taya Leone
legend,
and
legends, man.
Phoebe Newworth and Tim Daly. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is real. So yeah, or even when I lived in Brooklyn, a lot of them live in Brooklyn, and the neighborhood we
Mhm.
were in, Brooklyn Heights, and you would just see folks all the time. Matt Damon, John Krasinski lived in a building a couple of blocks down from us and stuff like that. So they were always out and about.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because back in the '90s, Brooklyn was kind of a bad place or whatnot,
Hmm.
but there's been a ton of like renovation that's going on there. Um, So a lot of those old brownstones are now like $1 million homes, man.
Oh
So
yeah,
you go up and
the
down
one down
those
the street
streets
from
of
us
Brooklyn
over
now,
$8
and
million.
Brooklyn just looks dope.
Yep, yep. It is definitely the scene. Now, if you go on over to East New York, you can still get your head split, but over there by the Brooklyn Bridge where we were at the in Brooklyn Heights and the whole Dumbo area where you see the Manhattan Bridge come over the little hill and everything, where a lot of
That's
the
where we stayed the first time. Yeah.
iconic films shoot that iconic scene, or even if you go over down behind where we were at to the promenade, you still see a lot of things get filmed right there at the East River
Hmm.
on that promenade from Brooklyn overlooking into Manhattan is always a good shot too. So yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
were.
funny to see that in the films and stuff, and I'd be like, oh my god, I live there.
Yeah, the first time that we went, we stayed in Lower East Side, Manhattan, and that's just
Hmm.
become like my favorite spot of all New York's, at least so far. I love that spot, man. Like walking distance of the World Trade, and just
Yep.
not too far from the Statue of Liberty.
Hmm.
Right there on the water. All these beautiful spots to eat at. Yeah, man, I love it.
Oh yeah. If you go to South Street port the port over there where ESPN used to be at, I think they moved over to on the west side now. They moved the studios, but the South Street uh seaport over there,
Hmm.
right between the Brooklyn. You can see it from the Brooklyn Bridge, but it's in the Lower East Side, yeah, and
Yeah,
financial district is real nice. So, well, I'm glad you had a good old time with that. I tell you what, I've been ready for some football,
you got that right, man. Let's get it on.
and man, first and foremost, I want to congratulate all the inductees into the Hall of Fame. Those speeches were hard to watch because they were, put a little tear in your eye and stuff like that. Hear some of these guys start to think about all the guys that inspired them and stuff like that. So, especially Larry Fitzgerald, he had me. And then also hearing about Roger Craig and what he's going through now with his dementia issue. Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, Drew Brees. Uh, man, just some really good guys, and even looking at the first time eligible guys for next year, man, it's going to be some craziness going on. Let the debate begin about Cam. Gronk is on that list, and I can't remember some of the other ones I saw on there where I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
People in their sports takes are just crazy sometimes. Like, just like I ran into somebody random like out on the street, and they literally asked, you know, or said, Luke Kuechly is like, he was good and everything, but he's not Hall of Fame good. And I just had to stop and just, I didn't even argue. I just said, oh, okay. It's like one of them things that's so stupid that you ain't even got a response for, man. So
The funny thing about Kuechly is he kind of reminds me of the whole Barry Sanders debate. He was good,
exactly.
but he didn't play that long.
Hmm.
Um, but when you look at Luke's stats, for somebody that didn't play as long as he did, but did what he did, has to be. You have to look at it that way. You don't have to have a 10, 12, 13, Tom Brady 21-year career to be Hall of Fame eligible. What the hell did you do while you were there?
My man had no rookie season. I mean, he basically his first year he was all pro right
Yeah,
off the
that's
bat.
it. And didn't look back. Yeah.
No, didn't look back. Just went, further from there. So yeah,
Yeah, that's just absolutely crazy to me. But I think people are looking at it through a prism of how long did he stay? Why somebody just call me Ray Charles? You know what? That ain't even fun. That ain't even, that's. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Uh, all these comments I'm starting to see in the chat and everything. Some of these are probably bots. I don't know. But then again, I don't know because Anthony 81 500 said, "Hey, okay, Ray Charles." So we'll see. Anyway, man, I'm out of here. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for coming by. Oh, it's because they kept saying hello and I didn't uh, respond back. Anyway, let me stop looking at these comments for a little bit. So, yeah, congratulations to them. We had our Hall of Fame game with the Panthers at the Cardinals. Didn't know it was going to be as entertaining as it was, especially with the last play of the game being Haynes King going into the end zone. Apparently, this is how he apparently pulled his hamstring.
Sure.
Um, I'll go with that.
Yeah. I'll go with that too because I'm a Panthers fan.
And I was like, I said, did he though?
Yeah, sure. He did.
or did they say, Kenny Pritchard ain't long for this world? Yeah, I think number two has been identified, and Kenny is probably going the way of Teddy Bridgewater, who announced that he is officially done once and for all. He
Yeah, I think the Panthers was like after that game. There's like, let's see, who can we afford to lose to injury in the rest of these preseason games? Is it Kenny or is it King? Kenny or King? Hey King, how's that leg?
right. Oh yeah, you twitching a little bit. You was walking a little gingerly to the press pool. We just gonna hold you back for right now, but we appreciate it. You've been doing okay. But you know what? What that tells me is not only is what he did in that game, because we got to put it in context. Most preseason games, defenses are very vanilla. So are offenses in a way. Even though I saw some pretty good coverages and some hell of a throws that he was making, in addition to his running ability, which people already knew about. He was actually making some pretty good throws, regardless of how vanilla the defense was.
That's
Um,
right.
and somebody not afraid to pull the trigger and push the ball down the field is somebody that you really, really need, especially in that backup, being able to run that second team offense and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um, that's good. It's a good find.
And that's why I was like so disappointed in what Kenny Pickett went out there and showed. Yes, the defense is vanilla. Everybody knows that for preseason games. But if you got a vanilla defense and you're being handed an opportunity to go out there
Yes,
and to compete for the backup job, or
correct.
even a lot of times, I hear a lot of people even say compete with Bryce for the starter job because Bryce doesn't have this thing completely sewed up. So go out there and show some good tape, and who knows what can happen in the preseason. But his first opportunity, he gets out there and he's checked down city. Can't do it. Can't do it.
I just wonder if some of these guys, when they've been around, here's the good thing about Haynes. He don't have any bad NFL habits yet. Like he hadn't picked up the the jumpies that I call it. There's
Yeah,
just some guys that they get in and they just start throwing the ball away before they get hit because they're afraid to take a hit. So they just start dump off passes, check downs, running back out in space, that kind of thing, and not let go through their progressions and things like that. And it's hard to get them out of that. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, that's not gonna help your cause. Haynes don't know what he don't know. He just out there playing. He ain't got nothing to lose. And sometimes maybe that feeling of nothing to lose gives you a little bit more freedom to just be yourself, be in the moment, play in the game. Hey, I'm playing today. If I play next week, that's not up to me, but I'm going to do with what I have in front of me and take care of that. And that's exactly what he did. So,
yeah,
uh, I applaud the young man for doing that. And apparently, the Panthers saw that. Hey, we wanted you to put on some good tape, but not too good. So he put on too good of a tape. They were like, "Oh, we gonna have to hide this dude on the roster." So
yeah.
anybody else? So yeah, let that hamstring mend. Let's just say for the next 5 weeks.
Right.
You know,
Meanwhile, this Saturday, Kenny Pickett's going to go out there, and I can guarantee you the ball's going to be slung down the field for this game.
Dave Canales did say that he was going to try to play the starters a little bit of a series, kind of like what Kenny did. But I think for the most part, it's going to be the Kenny Pickett and Kyle Trask show.
Mr. Trash. Yeah, I like Trash.
They just picked him up, so that'll be good to see. All right,
Yeah.
sir. Well, let's dive into it. I'm going to look at my notes here. If anything that I say sounds remotely off, please let me know because I did let AI build it out my show notes. So y'all blame Copilot if it goes wrong. The two divisions that we're going to cover today are going to be the AFC and NFC North. Um, I want to start with the AFC North, particularly because this is a division that as
Very close
good, if
to
not
that
better
one.
than anybody. This is a division that I cannot tell you the last time that three of the four teams have a brand new coach. Um, this is going to be interesting. This is normally known as one of the most physical divisions in sports. This is a weird ass division um, because, I'm going through my notes today and I'm like, every year I pick the Steelers to come in third. Then Rand will sit there and turn around. No, they're going to finish first. Bruh, they not. It's not possible. They can't. There's no way. It's on paper that can't happen. I want it to happen, but and Rand, Steelers, man, they just won't take enough losing to get a high enough draft pick to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Or man, they sat there last year and got DK Metcalf from Seattle, then sent Pick to Dallas, and now he ain't got nobody on the other side of the ball. What's gonna happen? How they gonna do that? And they got that old ass man out there in a walker under center. How they gonna do this? You know, they can't protect him, but so they got to commit more linemen to trying to protect them, meaning that they can't really sit there and set up the run and stuff like that because they got to worry about the rush. And then they sit there and do what they always done. Now have a losing season. Get to the playoffs, losing the first round, and then here we go again. So what do
Yeah.
they do in the offseason? They get rid of one Mike, known as a head coach, and they bring in another Mike as a head coach, which
White Mike.
which yeah, White Mike, which I hope I see a difference. Maybe it just needed to be a different face. Um, but I'm not really sure what all we're going to see. What I don't want to see is the Mike McCarthy that had issues in Dallas with the time clock, especially at the end of games, being able to control the time and things like that. Everybody's rewriting history, reunited, and it feels so good, I guess, between him and Aaron Rodgers. Um, yes, they did win the Super Bowl together, but I think that was more of a relationship out of convenience at that time than it was out of mutual respect for each other. I just think that I don't think that they were necessarily um, the best. Um, yeah, but I can't really blame McCarthy for that because Aaron Rodgers can be an asshole. So
Well, I mean, they beat Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, so there you have that.
they do have that. They do have that, and now
No, I'm saying in the Super Bowl, that's how they got their ring. They beat Mike Tomlin. So
oh, that is right. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that is right, and that's how they got that one. But the crazy thing is for everything that Aaron Rodgers was, they only got that one.
they only got that one. Yep.
Only got that one, which was always weird to people. Um, but especially with the arm talent that Aaron Rodgers had, and everything else, his way of extending plays, his hard counts, and things like that, that he is still at 42 years old, uh, got a crazy cadence where he can still make people jump off sides. So it's very interesting. But Pittsburgh Steelers 10-7 last year. Um, Best record in the AFC North, followed by the Baltimore Ravens. Then you had the Cincinnati Bengals, and then you had the Cleveland Browns. Brand, the Steelers have Mike McCarthy. You've got the Ravens now with Jesse Minter, who came over from San Diego, was it? I believe, if I remember correctly. The only
LA.
coach, Zach Taylor, is with the Bengals, and then the Browns uh, 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 departed. Kevin Stefanski departed for Atlanta, and Todd Monken from the Ravens comes over to coach the Browns. First and foremost, Rand, I'm gonna flat out say it. There's a hot seat in the AFC North, and it is in Cincinnati.
They better get it done. They better get it done this year. There's no excuse.
I mean, it's crazy. Now, Cincinnati is known for two things off the top: slow starts and sucky ass defense.
And
Um,
usually a Burrow injury for a third thing.
oh, absolutely, and a lot of times before the season begins,
Yeah.
um, limping into the season. Can't have that. Again, I start off every season talking about the importance of having a competent, able-bodied backup that can come in there and keep the trains moving on time. You can't just sit there and say when my quarterback gets hurt, the season is over. Ain't really fair to the rest of the team, especially when they send they're paying these quarterbacks what they're paying them for your season to be over once that quarterback goes down. Y'all better figure it out and get you a strong backup. Doesn't have to necessarily be one that's competing to be the number one guy, but can feel comfortable running that offense. Maybe not as well as the number one guy. That's why he's the number one guy. But you still need somebody in there that knows the offense, knows how to run it, um, can or the coordinators can put them in situations where they can do well with the team around them, even if it's not the same type of player as the number two as the number one. Sometimes one's a left-handed guy and one's a right-handed guy. That matters because your left tackle is either your blind side or now it's your right tackle. Little things like that, but being able to make those adjustments should you have to go into a season where your number two gets elevated to number one. I don't know why a lot of teams act like that number one guy is going to be out there for all 17 games. I would never prepare that way.
Yeah, you can't anymore.
You really can't. I mean, you got to have contingencies. You do that when you have a rotation of linemen. You do that when you have a whole rotation of your running backs. You do that with a rotation of every position. They really, really need to look at making sure that their quarterbacks are the same way. Now, there's only so many um, snaps and things to get in practice and reps to get in practice and everything like that. I totally get that, but at some point you need to be able to let that second string guy be able to go out there, be familiar, the other players be familiar with them and stuff like that, because it could happen. It can happen in the middle of a game,
Yeah.
and you just don't
Stuff
know.
like
But
this.
but with Zach Taylor now being year 8 in this position, that
He's
seat is
all of a sudden.
fire. I think it's on fire. So just wanted to throw that out there to start. Let's get started. Let's talk about your Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Mike McCarthy again as the head coach. Brian Callahan is going to be your OC, and looks like Mike McDonald is your defensive coordinator. Um, as far as your depth chart ran, of course, you got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Jalen Warren is still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you've got a backup pickup with Anthony. Wait a minute, Anthony's first wild projection. Oh, is this my man Anthony? My Commanders, Anthony? You must have changed your handle a little bit? Okay, okay. What's going on, Anthony? Anthony's first wild projection. Cooper Rush will start for the Falcons. Damn,
It could happen.
damn. How? Because so Tua, you don't think Tua gonna make it
I
as a
think that's
starter?
what he's saying because of Tua's health injury. I mean, his health history.
Yeah,
He could get put out first game with a concussion. Um, and then we have a situation where Mike, what's the backup's name?
Michael Penix.
Yes, Penix is not ready because of
Penix
the
Jr.
knee.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you could have Rush starting. I can
Mhm.
see that.
So, well, yeah. I mean, I guess you're right, but you didn't mean like off the bat. You just because I see you clarified. You just put this season, so you're saying that at some point this season we gonna see we gonna see red out there. Okay, I I don't think that's wild because it's
I
really
don't
gonna
think it's too
depend.
wild either.
It's gonna depend on. It seems like they're really committed to taking Penix Jr. Recovery seriously and slowly. And it sounds and hearing from what I heard Penix Jr. say in the offseason, he is too.
Yeah,
Where it doesn't sound like he's going to feel about getting out there urgently and coming out sooner than he should. So yeah, because Tua is so injury prone, it's just as likely, if not, that he makes it. He's not very durable, um,
yeah.
which is why he isn't in Miami.
I don't think it's a wild take at all. I mean,
Yeah.
any of the first three games, anything can happen. Tua takes a hard lick. They're not going to put Penix in there.
Hmm.
That's their future. You know what I'm saying? Um, they're going to protect that knee to the fullest. So it's going to be Rush they put in there if anything goes with Tua.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you got that going, but back to the Steelers, you've got Jalen Warren, and then you've got a backup for him as Rico Dowdle, who came over from Carolina. How'd you like that? Them getting Rico.
I thought that was an excellent pickup. And actually, I know the depth chart says that it's going to be Warren at the number one, but I actually believe Rico is going to beat him out. Dowdle, I've been paying a lot of attention to the tea leaves in camp so far, and
Mm,
it's clearly Dowdle is the number one, and then it's going to be Warren backing him up, and I think it should be that way. Rico is the bigger, faster back, so yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think Rico, and then once Rico gets out into open field, man, he gone.
yeah,
That boy, that boy can truck. So I agree with you there. You got some. I kept clamoring and clamoring for your Steelers to have a second receiver not named Fryermuth.
yeah.
Um, and now they have gone into Indianapolis and gotten over Michael Pittman Jr. How about that?
Great pickup, great signing right there. Pittman, he either, and I can't remember all of his stats, but I know he was team lead for a lot of those categories as far as receiver. I don't know if it was catches or yards or touchdowns, or maybe two of the three or all, but he was right up there as far as a leader for the team. So it's like I know he's not considered a number one, but he was kind of a number one in Indy, and it was a good signing for us to go out and get him to complement Metcalf on the other side. Now you got two physical big wide receivers for Rodgers to do damage with, on top of Fryer over the middle. Um, huge upgrade in the wide receiver room this year.
I like it. I do like it. You got him. Then you got your tight ends. You got Old Faithful Pat Fryermuth. You got Darnell Washington. Um, it's to me this offense is it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to get back to Steeler football though, where it's
Yeah.
run to set up the pass,
Yes.
running the ball, outstanding defense is the Steelers' way. That's
Mhm.
that whole lunch pail mentality up in Western PA is running that ball hard, and then yes, you do sprinkle that in, which is exactly what Aaron Rodgers needs to be successful. If you're having to rely on Aaron Rodgers throwing that ball 35 to 45 times a game, it ain't gonna. This is
You
it.
asking for it. You asking for him to be hurt. I
Yep.
mean, last year he hurt his wrist, barely survived it. Um, I mean, let's face it. Like you said, he's 42 years old. He's not going to be the same Aaron Rodgers at 32. So they got to protect him. They got to keep that heat off of him. And the
Yep.
best way to do that is having a strong running game. Gotta have it, man.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it. So I want to really see what they're going to be able to do with Dowdle and Warren as far as in the backfield, pre-snap motions, things like that. to really try to confuse the defense, starting them in the backfield, maybe putting them in some slots. Not so much so they can go run a lot of routes and things like that, but even if it's just getting them out in open space, if it is a little bit of the play action game and stuff like that, anything that can freeze that defense on the other side of the ball a little bit. But Rodgers needs more time. It just can't be three step drops and then trying to um, get it to somebody, because that's really only going to benefit guys like your tight ends. Uh, to get Metcalf and Pittman Jr. cooking, you're going to need to let them get time to get the ball down the field if you're going to make those strikes. That's where the play action comes from. But what sets up a good play action, Rand? A good run game.
Good run game. And this is where I like what Pittsburgh has done as well. Like 3 of the past 4 seasons, they've went out and they've invested first round talent in their offensive line.
Yes.
If it's not first round talent, it's first or second. Um, so this year they got my man Ike that they did first round. Fantanu was last year first round selection. Center was Zach Frazier a couple of years ago. He's like I think the second or third round at the latest. I think it was second. But anyway, that's just a lot of rich talent in the offensive line that they've been investing. And I think it was the right move if you got a quarterback that's as old as Aaron Rodgers is, and the rest of the guys ain't got no experience, and you're trying to keep everybody healthy. Get yourself an offensive line if that's what you're trying to do.
Right. I'm just looking at notes on Mike McCarthy and from what I'm seeing have you heard about this, about the offense system he's looking to do? Because my notes say West Coast. Are you hearing him going West Coast offense?
I haven't heard that. I have heard more of a established run game, more up tempo, and definitely getting the ball over the middle of the field, which we did not utilize at all last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna need to do that. Um, so yeah, you got Metcalf, Pittman Jr. I'm gonna mess up his name, but you had a free agent signing. Was it Larry Ogunjobi? Is that how you say his name?
Okenjobi, I don't think he's there anymore.
There's my first AI. It's cute. Okay. Overall, though, I think they got better on offense. The defense has been okay. See, I'm gonna have to really get this thing talking about Minka Fitzpatrick. Okay, it's not there. Um, Dante Jackson is not there.
Oh yeah, AI screwed you up big
Oh
time.
my god! But you know
Back,
the funny thing is, I can look at this and tell you who's there, who ain't there. So it's kind of
yeah,
funny. Um, I still see Highsmith on here. I still see TJ Watt. Those are going to be interesting to see how they hold up for the season. They're getting older and older. So you do have an established defense, but you do have an older defense. It's
yes,
going to
you
be
do.
interesting to see how they can actually hold up uh, for the season. Uh,
I'm telling you, man. I know it's camp, um, but Pittsburgh's defensive line right now is dominant. Um, and we'll just have to see how that transfers into the regular season. Because I remember a few years ago with Carolina, they had Derek Brown and then Shy Tuttle, and who was the other guy? Oh, Sean Robinson. And people were wondering, how the hell is anybody going to run on a defensive line like that? And then, like right out of the gate, game one, New Orleans just destroyed them. So
gashed.
you can never tell how that's going to translate. You could have these big old swole guys that you think it's just impenetrable. Ain't nobody gonna run on them. But then
Right.
the regular season starts and it's a whole different ball game. And I'm aware of that. But from what I'm seeing right now, Pittsburgh's defensive line is pretty damn stout, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here. I think they're going to. I don't really see them going down too much on the record.
I don't either. I
I
don't
don't either.
either. I
So
think they're going to hold a good 10-7, maybe 9-8. I think that'll be enough to get them in the playoffs. And for God's sakes, I just hope that McCarthy is enough to win a playoff game. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. Can we win a playoff game? I feel like the damn Dallas Cowboys, bro. and that's a shame.
Woo!
Pittsburgh Steelers are being compared to the Dallas Cowboys, but we have not won a playoff game since 2017, and that's terrible,
Damn,
terrible,
damn,
terrible.
damn! Not the Cowboys. Not them Cowboys
Cowboys.
that early. Mm, 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 mm.
We got
Well,
cowboy comparisons on
I,
Pittsburgh.
I hope McCarthy. I hope McCarthy can figure out what's been holding this team back, because the team is just kind of uh, been based in mediocrity for a while now, as far as just enough to get there, but can't quite get over that next hump. And if you're not going to get over that next hump, you're going to have to do one of two things. You're going to have to change what you're doing so that you can get over the hump, or you're going to have to sit there and break it apart and figure out what the issue is. Um, Neither one is a comfortable. Well, that's not comfortable for Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I totally get that.
Yeah,
But if they can't figure it out, and here's the other thing too, you're going into a season. This is a farewell tour. I don't know how much that's going to play into it, but on every damn broadcast, the announcers are going to say, "And this is Aaron Rodgers' last time playing here, and over the years, his record against at this stadium has been this," and players coming up to him pregame and postgame and thanking him for everything he's done for the NFL and all this. He's going to get all his flowers every freaking game. So that's going to be, and everybody's going to want to do a damn jersey swap and you know all that kind of stuff to say that they played in Aaron Rodgers' last game on this field here and that field there.
I hope it plays out the same way Jerome Bettis's last farewell played out. That was all the way to the Super Bowl. So
Mm-hmm.
we gotta keep our fingers crossed and hope that happens. I'm just hoping McCarthy makes a difference in the playoffs. To me, Pittsburgh has been, I won't say a lot better, but definitely better than the final playoff game indicated under Tomlin. For whatever reason, Tomlin was brilliant in the regular season, and he just could not seem to get boys ready for the playoffs. Don't know what it was. And I understand Houston last year was a tough opponent. I get that. But you had years prior where we were losing playoff games at home to Jacksonville and Cleveland. That ain't ever gonna happen under Bill Cowher. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna hope that the
Yeah,
change in head coach is
yeah,
something
yeah.
that's going to
Just don't
be
play
favorable.
Cleveland when it's snowing like that.
Yeah, yeah, and in the losing in regular season games at Cleveland. Yeah, you're right about that too. Boy, that had me hot, man. Jameis Winston, come on,
I know. You know what? I
come
brought it
on.
up because I wanted to see if it was still a sore spot, and it is.
Yes, it is badly.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I figured it would be. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Steelers do. Another team that's got some expectations apparently are the Baltimore Ravens. After 19 years, saying goodbye to John Harbaugh. He, I mean, damn. I mean, once they let him go, man, his phone just started blowing up. He could have coached anywhere. Um,
Anywhere.
I mean, his agent was almost like, for real. So he ended up, of course, with the New York Giants, not too far down the road. And I'll be honest, there's going to be, even though Jesse Minter, you just got there, I'm going to tell you something. If the New York Football Giants end up with more wins than y'all, there's going to be a problem. I'm just telling you. I know how petty these Ravens fans are. So
I would love to see
even though they're not in your conference, they ain't in your damn division,
it.
they're going to be looking at New York.
Hmm.
And if Jackson Dart and Scatterboo and those boys sit there and start doing some stuff in the East, which I think they will, but we'll get to that one. Um, then the Ravens fans are going to be pissed. But they felt like they needed a different voice in the locker room, I guess. Um, this is Lamar Jackson's ninth season, I believe.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they can get out of this team. It's really just one of those things where, again, you got a new coach, you got defensive coordinator, new Anthony Weaver, coming in, I believe. So you've got some changes there. Like I said, you still got Lamar Jackson. You got Zay Flowers, who just got, as Johnny
Hey,
Kemp would say. And I was a little skeptical. I mean, I saw his numbers and everything. They just gave this. I mean, they just broke him off 30 piece.
they sure did, man.
Woo!
Hope it
Yeah.
don't work out.
Woo! Man, I mean, I hope it work out.
I don't.
I've never been convinced about the Baltimore Ravens, and and Rand, honestly, I still don't know if I should be convinced about the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm not. I mean, every year people want to give Baltimore their flowers like they're going to just run away with the division. Um, it's only happened like once since Derrick Henry has been there. I mean, they were like super good 2 years ago. Give that to them.
Yep.
But it ain't like they ran away with the division. We were second that year. We as in the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't see them doing it this year either, man. Lamar Jackson, his play took a back seat down the stretch last year. I don't know if that's getting older, but he don't run as much as he used to anymore. That's what made him such a lethal weapon, and that kind of went to the wayside down the stretch last year. I think the whole thing with Harbaugh leaving is going to really hurt Baltimore. I thought that's a culture change right there that they're doing. He had that thing sewed up from top to bottom, and now that's missing. So we're going to see what the new guy does. But yeah, man, I think they're going to miss Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of the same names. You've got Lamar there. You got Tyler Huntley second. You got Derrick Henry as the running back. Justice Hall behind him. We mentioned Zay Flowers, but you still got Rashad Bateman. Devontae Walker as your top three receivers. Mark Andrews is still there. However, his counterpart,
Mr. Likely's gone.
Isaiah Likely, is gone.
Yep.
So we're going to see what they're going to do at that tight end spot. How involved the tight end is going to be involved in that offense. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. But they run that base 3-4 defense. They've got Roquan Smith still there. They brought Trey Hendrickson in from Cincinnati as a linebacker. But the Ravens have not been that team, that defensive team. That the Ravens have kind of sputtered sometimes on offense. I just don't know how to trust these guys.
I feel the same. Same.
And I just don't. I don't think they can finish first in their division because of just all of that uncertainty.
I totally agree with you.
For the sake of time, let's look at your Cincinnati Bengals, because this is going to be the one that's going to be interesting. We already talked about Zach Taylor being in the hot seat. They finished 6-11 last year. Totally fell apart. There's no excuses. You've got two of the most talented receivers on your team in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You got Joe Burrow. The problem was not them putting up points. The problem was the defense couldn't stop the other team from putting up points.
Right.
A lot of times the Bengals had to score 35 points to win a game. You cannot go into every game expecting to score 35 points. At some point, your defense going to have to put them hands into the dirt and go and get those guys and stop them. Third down, stop. Change of ball possession. You got to be able to do that, and they just were not able to. So it's really, really going to depend on how this defense steps up. I'm not worried about their offense at all. It's going to come down to what the defense is going to do. If the defense don't do nothing, then this season is going to go like the rest of them have gone.
So Cincinnati got two huge pieces, one on the offense and one on the defense. And interestingly enough, they didn't go out and get weapons. They did it in the line. So that's why I really like what they did over the offseason. They got Orlando Brown Jr. on that left tackle side to protect Burrow. And you talking about some protection. He's a massive piece of protection over there coming in from Kansas City. And then on the defensive line, they went and they got Dexter Lawrence, the
Yep.
man in the middle from the New
They
York
didn't only
Giants.
go get Dexter Lawrence. They gave up their 10th, the number 10 pick in the NFL draft to get Dexter Lawrence from
Yeah,
the Giants.
that's a massive human being in the middle of that defense, though. So if he does anything like he did in New York, I mean, Cincinnati is going to be uh,
Instantly.
definitely improved as far as stopping the run anyway.
Agreed. Um, they're running that 4-3 defense, so I mean, you got some ends on both sides, man, that are definitely going to be motivated to go after the quarterback. Um, we'll see how that ends up working out. Just so y'all know, I'm gonna after we go through the last team in this division, then I will give you my take on how they're going to finish for the season. We'll track it all the way through the end of the year, and then we'll come back and kind of see how we did.
Yeah.
Of course, for this division, I always suck because I end up putting the Steelers at 3, and then I get embarrassed. So,
Oh man, I remember that one year you had them coming in last. So I was like, below the Browns, B. Come on now,
and
come
I'm
on.
telling you, it hurt me. It hurt me to say that because I was like, I didn't want to believe it, but what I was looking at, I was like, and there ain't no way Cleveland got this, they got that. I was like, anyway, ain't no sense bringing up old stuff. We got the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland is in a. Cleveland's just a cluster. I mean, what can I say about Cleveland?
They
Your
just
number one, your QB1 is Deshaun Jackson, maybe, followed by Shador Sanders, and then Dylan Gabriel. Um, that's where you are with that. But then you go even into running backs. Your starting running back is going to be most likely Quinshon Judkins, who I know who he is, but still, followed by Dylan Sampson, who exactly. Um, they got to be able to run this ball because I don't feel comfortable and confident that Deshaun Watson is going to come back to be the Deshaun Watson that played for the Houston Texans. Somebody that could push the ball down the field. Last seen, Deshaun Watson seemed like he was scared to pass that ball more than 5 to 6 yards. He reminded me, he looked just like Justin Fields did for the Jets, looking for every short pass he could find.
What do the young kids say? He's cooked. That man is cooked, bro.
I think he is. And I know that they're trying to sit there and say, hey, we're going to get our money out of this fool. But if I ain't mistaken, this is the last year of that awful deal that they did. So if he performs poorly, are they going to be slow to pull the trigger and bring in Shador? No. Once it's obvious that he is what we all know he is, most likely, they're going to just say, okay, we need to see between Shador and Dylan if one of these guys is going to be able to play or if we're going to have to get a quarterback in next year's draft. Problem is, when it comes to Cleveland, I don't know if it really matters how many quarterbacks you get. You F them all up, one way or another.
I know. It's you could go all the way back to the '90s when they
Yes.
first came back into the league. It's just
Yes.
a line of them.
I think they've had more starting quarterbacks since then than any other team.
Yeah.
I think I remember a stat like that. I'm gonna have to pull it up.
It is. Yeah, you're right about that. And their most successful quarterback that they had in all of that time was the one Baker Mayfield.
How hilarious is that? And now,
That's the ceiling.
and now Baker's trying to get a contract with the Bucks for 50 something, $55 million.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, we'll go into that when we get to the NFC South. I ain't buying it. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, my God. Look, I'm sorry. If your claim to fame is is that you've had a barely winning record. I'm sorry. Anyway, then your wide receivers, Jerry Judy. I ain't seen Judy do anything since he left Denver. Which is not his fault because he can't throw himself the ball. But then your other receivers, Casey Concepcion, who, Denzel Boston, who, a lot of Jags at skill position, a lot of Jags. Your
Yeah,
tight end, Harold Fannin Jr.
it's not enough.
You
What
know,
Smokey Mama say? That's not enough. What
hey,
Smokey say?
hey, yeah, but remember his mama said, "Make it enough." Mama,
Make it enough.
I don't think I can make this enough. I think ain't no way. You're gonna have to give me some. You're gonna have to give me some dogs. You're gonna have to give me some names. But I'm looking at this, and none of these names scare me. You know, a lot of times, you at least when you see a roster, you go, "Oh my God, they got such and such." We're gonna have to game plan for this fool. We're gonna have to know on every single snap where he is on the field. I don't care if Jerry Judy is on the left or the right. I don't care if Concepcion is playing slot clown X. I don't care.
Now,
It don't it doesn't scare me enough as a defensive coordinator to sit there and say I'm going to dedicate a defensive player on you. We'll just play a lot of too high safety, and how about that?
yeah.
To see what you're
Unless
gonna
unless all 17 of their games are on a Thursday night versus Pittsburgh,
do. No.
it ain't gonna happen.
Oh God. So look, that's the four in the AFC North. Rand, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where I'm going with my rankings.
Go ahead.
I'm
We're gonna,
just so you hear me. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Cleveland.
that's how you got them ranked up.
Hmm.
I like that. I like that, of course. I'm gonna change it a little and say Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland.
Okay,
Cincinnati's just a little bit too talented offensively, and I like what they did on the defense.
I
For
do too.
Pittsburgh, everything's got to roll right. Rodgers cannot get hurt. Um, if he gets hurt, the whole ship crumbles down because we got two rookies with no experience. So, yeah,
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I agree with you to an extent, but I don't trust Joe Burrow not to not get hurt. I think that your rookies for Pittsburgh, the quarterbacks, if the running game is established, it'll take a lot of pressure off of them to have to put. Now they're gonna have to convert third downs. They're gonna have to. But I
hmm
think that um, hopefully the coordinators will be able to put them in a position that they can keep things going. Because you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers, they don't have Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers in the backfield to begin with. Um,
no,
he's hanging on to being a Jag. He really is a Jag. People just don't want to say it, but he's a Jag. He's just an
yeah,
experienced Jag. Um, but I honestly think that for some of the things that Rodgers can't do, your rookies could do. Um, and I don't trust Joe Burrow not to get hurt. And if Joe Burrow gets hurt, no matter how good T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is, they can't throw to themselves. And him not
yeah,
being out there negates their ability. They don't become as dangerous anymore. And I just don't know if he can hold up for 17 games. If he holds up for 17 games, absolutely right. Cincy, Steelers, Baltimore, uh, doo-doos. Somehow I
yeah.
just got a feeling he's gonna get hurt. And that's why I'm giving the slight nod to Pittsburgh. Plus, I got to make
And
up my last bad picks of Pittsburgh. But no, I do. And the sad part of that is we both agree that Baltimore is going to come in three.
I think so, man. I just feel that, and I've seen a lot of publications saying they're gonna could possibly win the North. I just don't see it. I don't see it,
Who published that? The AI news? Damn. I thought Copilot was messing up. Who published that?
Them
Oh,
same bastards that keep on downgrading the Steelers to third and fourth every year for the past 5, 6 seasons every single time.
You know what? I don't know how many
Crazy.
times. I don't know how many times y'all can eat that crab sandwich till you realize that you better stop doing it. It must taste good.
It's
That's all I can
insane to
say.
me.
I'm not gonna fall. You know what? Your Steelers are not gonna trick me anymore. I refuse to be bamboozled by you and your Steelers anymore. Damn it. That's that. All right. I'm going to hope and pray that my AI did better on my NFC because I made it go through it 3 times. Because the first time I went through it, it told me the Green Bay Packers went 15-2, and I said no,
Oh
no.
Lord.
Then I ran it again, and it told me that DJ Moore was still playing for the Bears. I said the hell he is. So we went through it again, and I hope that it's going to be correct this time. NFC, we got the Chicago Bears, we got the Green Bay Packers, we got the Minnesota Vikings, we got the Detroit Lions. This brand, I believe, is going to be a very tough division. Um, it kind of was last year, but not from the angle that we thought. We thought it was going to be a three-headed monster, but we were looking more towards Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit. And actually, the Bears won the damn division.
Didn't they all have a winning record though? Is this a
Every
division?
one of them had a winning record.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
The Packers had a tie with the Cowboys that put them at 9-7-8, which you can call that 9-8, or you can call that whatever 9-7-1. And then the Vikings and Lions were at 9-8, but the Bears had 11 wins
Crazy.
behind Mr. Black Nail Polish himself, Mr. Caleb Williams. Ain't got nothing
I
against
did not see that one.
Black Nail Polish. You know, hey, whatever. But in this division now you got Black Nail Polish at one team, and you got midriff shirts at another team. Boy, if that boy is showing up to practice, I hope he left that in Arizona. I hope it was just hot, and he just said, you know what, y'all got me. But when I go to Minnesota, it's gonna be a little colder, and I ain't gonna do that no more. I hope so.
I pray so.
Because I don't want to. I've not seen any actual practices. God Almighty. Anyway,
That was just too much for the eyes.
man, it's there. I can't unsee it. It was terrible.
Yeah. And to make it so bad, not only did he have the midriff, he had that stance that I'm sure that everybody is talking about, and I'm sure you already know. Just standing there in that midriff was something I can't unsee, man.
All I kept thinking about was the longest yard.
Yes, the longest yard.
I'm just like,
he looked like one of the cheerleaders.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. That part, all of that. So yeah, when I see that, I'm sitting there going, Adam Sandler missed out. There was one more person he could have put in that film. But anyway, oh my gosh. And then how they got Tracy Morgan to sit there and put all that lipstick on his face like that. Anyway, so Ben Johnson is back for year number 2 after being with the Detroit Lions. So he comes in really, really hot. You know, hey, you turned this team around. You know, people said that the Bears just mess up quarterbacks and all that stuff. They messed up Justin Fields, and now they're gonna mess up Caleb Williams. And Caleb had a very hard first year and stuff like that, but he totally rebounded last year, working with some receivers that he had. He had Roma Duze. Burden was there last year, was he not?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, and he had a young tight end in Cole Kmet. So he had some really good weapons that he was getting it to. He had DeAndre Swift, running back, Kalmanange at running back as well. So he had some serious weapons, and he was really using them. The thing is, Rand, they had a lot of comebacks too.
They had a lot of last second wins, man.
Yeah,
A
there
lot
was.
of
Yeah, they like
Yep,
literally last second, like
yep,
literally even to the end zone. DJ
right.
Moore catches and stuff like that. That
Yep.
was
So it's like,
a
can they?
hell of a catch.
It's like usually it doesn't happen like that 2 years in a row.
Right, right, and that's exactly where I was going with that. Is okay. Everybody knows you're here, but you cannot continuously win like that. It reminds me of the Kansas City Chiefs, where they went 1 year and they won like they were perfect winning games within 3 points or something like that, something crazy. And
Yeah.
then the following year they didn't win any of them.
Right.
You can't, because you can't just keep praying that at the end of the game you're just going to be able to get the last play, because sometimes it is the team with the ball last wins the game, but you ain't always guaranteed that's going to be you. Sometimes your defense is going to have to stop that team that got the ball last, um,
Right.
and things like that. But they did. Fortune was good on their side. It helped that city be able to feel a little bit more pride in the team again, and talking about the Bears and all that kind of stuff. So that was really, really good. We're really going to have to see what this defense can do. You've got Montez Sweat out there. Uh, I'm trying to look at some other names. Kobe Bryant is going to be out there. He just came over as a new addition. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see how this defense does. But I believe in Ben Johnson. This is going to be a tough team every game they play this year.
I couldn't believe what Ben Johnson did in his first year. I mean, I know he was a badass offensive coordinator, but to take over a whole team and do
Yes.
that, not,
Mhm.
granted, there were a lot of last, under 2 minute wins or whatnot, but still, he had him in position regardless.
And you know
So,
what? You know who struggled with under 2 minutes getting a win?
who's that?
Mike McCarthy.
Oh, Jesus. Don't say that.
He struggled mightily with it. I hope he whatever. I don't know if it was a combination of him and being and having Jerry look down on him from that press box with them beady ass eyes, probably burning in the back of his head.
That's probably what it was right there.
He like, oh, it's 2 minutes over the game. Damn, it's getting hot out here. What is it? And
He
you got
was
the big teeth
clinching.
try to turn around and see some big old binoculars and shit. Like, oh, God,
He was clinching hard in the final
damn,
two
boy,
minutes.
stroke out already. God. Lord have mercy, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry turned up the temperature when under 2 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Now, Mike, you better bring us in, Mike. Anyway,
Your job is made tough when the owner after every game is going straight to the damn press box.
yeah, yeah, he leave up there and he come all the way down, and you like, oh man, where you at? Can somebody shut that elevator off? Because he ain't gonna walk. Shut the elevator off. Oh my gosh. So yeah, the Bears though, man, I still think even with all those last second wins, they believe in this coach. They believe in their quarterback. They've got some really good guys in their skill positions. It's just the hardest thing about all four of these teams is they got to play each other twice.
Yes.
That's what's going to hurt them. I say the exact same thing when I look at other divisions like the NFC West. I say, damn, they got to play each other. Or I see the NFC West. Damn, they got to play each other twice. That's going to hurt your record, which means it's going to be even more paramount for you to have to win outside of your division.
Yeah.
You're going to have to really cook outside your division and hope that you can at least split your division, if not get a little bit ahead of it. Go 4-2 if you can. You don't want to necessarily be 3-3 in your division, but if you can get 4-2, 5-1, yeah, 6-0, great. But you're gonna have to sit there and win some really, really good games outside of your division, because if you depending on those games to make or break you, man, that's gonna be tough in the NFC North, NFC West, AFC West, those kind of divisions. That is going to be hard. Hell, it's going to be hard if you do that in the dang AFC South, and we'll get to that one.
Yeah, these divisions ain't no joke this year, man. It's like
Mm-mm.
tough. Like, who in the hell's
Yes.
come out of the NFC South? I mean, it's just
That's an,
impossible to
you know
tell.
what?
It's
I laugh
impossible.
about that, but that's another one that,
Yeah,
yeah, you better sit there and do well in your division, but you're gonna have to win a hell of a lot of games outside your division so that you can get to your 8-9 and then go into the playoffs.
yes.
Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting one to see with the Bears. You got Dennis Allen doing the defense, and Dennis Allen is known for being a really, really good defense coordinator. Not always a good head coach, but always make sure that defenses come. Very known to blitz a lot, and we're going to see how much more blitzing he does this year with this team.
Keep an eye on rookie Dylan Thiemann. I love that kid, man. They got him in the first round safety. I was hoping Carolina was going to pick him up, but the
Hmm.
Bears got him. So this kid ain't no joke. He's going to make some highlights.
Absolutely, absolutely. How do you feel like, and then we move off the Bears, how do you feel like the DJ Moore, losing DJ Moore is going to affect the team?
I think it's pretty significant. But they do have Rome Adunze
Duze,
that I think is ready to step up and make that number one.
same.
He's going to have to assume that number one if the Bears are going to be successful. Um, the rest of that wide receiver core is a little weak. So if Adunze struggles, if he gets hurt, I mean, they could run into some trouble, man, for real. But I do think he's ready and poised to be that number one receiver.
Burden is may have to miss a little bit of time. I think I heard on the sports roundup yesterday that he had a little bit of a tweak on his was it his
I
arm?
heard that too. Yeah, it's a significant. I won't say a significant injury, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on for the Bears. Because who's number two? If they lose Burden, I don't see no number two on this roster, man. They're gonna have to make a move.
That is true. They're gonna have to bring somebody if and if they do bring somebody in sooner than later, that is going to be a clear mission that it is worse than they let on for it to be.
Yeah,
But I do agree. The thing that's going to be beneficial to, especially still a young team like this, especially with Caleb Williams, is you're gonna have to start fast. You can't have these 0-3 starts or anything like that. You're gonna have to come out the gate and really give it up, or it's gonna be a
yes.
problem. All right, let's go to the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur in his 8th year. Um, this is a Zach Taylor. Excuse me. Zach Taylor issue to me, Rand.
That's what I was about to say. Do you think it's hot seat? I think it's hot
Hell,
seat too.
oh boy,
Yep.
he's sitting in hell already. They ain't even letting him sit down. He's just standing up in hell. When people and the reason I say that is that him and the GM, everyone thought they were done at the end of last year and was surprised when the owner said, "I'm keeping them both."
Yeah,
That based on what they have done and based on what that franchise has done as a franchise would lead you to believe that they would say, you know what, we really think LaFleur is a really nice guy, but he just ain't gonna get us there. I mean, when you think about it, this is the longest that a coach for the Green Bay Packers has gone without going to the Super Bowl. Um,
wow.
Holmgren, McCarthy, uh, Lombardi, um, Lord, I just forgot my other man's name, Curly uh, Lambo. Uh, they all went to Super Bowls well within their 8 years.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's a track record for real.
LaFleur has not. So, so when you start talking about these story franchises and stuff like that, and they're used to winning and stuff like that, or seeing the Super Bowl in their own generations, man, my kids might go without seeing a Super Bowl, or that kind of thing. Um, they don't want. They're not in that kind of conversation. That's not their legacy. That's not their history. Same thing like with the Steelers. Same thing with them Cowboys. Um, But even though that's changed, it's been 30 years. I mean, hell, my daughter 31. She's never seen them win. I'm sorry. Every time I think about that. Oh gosh. Anyway,
Got to throw him a little jab, you know.
oh my gosh. But it's hilarious. But that's not how the Packers perceive themselves to be either. They are used to winning, and they did get spoiled because they stepped out of Brett Favre right into Aaron Rodgers, and now Jordan Love looks to be doing his thing with that team. You've got good running back. You got Josh Jacobs. You got your receivers, Christian Watson. You got Jaden Reed. You got Matthew Golden. This is going to be a make a. I don't want to say make a break, but I need to see Golden step up this year. I,
Definitely.
I really want to believe that Tucker Kraft comes back. Season ended early last year. Um, when he got hurt, and they were not the same when he got hurt, but he was so vital in their offense, always finding those little pockets in the middle of the defense. I love watching Tucker Kraft get open and just stream down the field. He run a lot of
Yeah.
seam routes, and he would just go with it.
One of these daggone wide receivers is going to have to take the throne as the number one and dominate from it.
That's the
That was the
problem.
problem last year.
That is
It
the
was
problem.
none of them.
You have Romeo Dobbs. I didn't bring him up. I don't think he's there anymore.
Dobbs
Um,
is gone. Yeah.
Dobbs is gone. Yeah, because you had Dobbs, you had Watson, you had Reed, you had Golden, and oh, I hope that ain't my internet just went down. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if we can get Randall back in. Might have lost him for a second, but we'll see if we can get him back. All right. I'll bring him back in as soon. Nope. I thought I had him. As soon as I can, y'all. But yeah, Romeo Dobbs is no longer with the team, and Randall's point is that the Green Bay Packers are definitely going to have to um, figure out who their number one is. It's good when you got a lot of really good guys, but you still need to have that number one guy that you're going to be able to uh, that you're going to have to be able to go to and count on and things like that. So definitely want to be able to see them uh, elevate and be able to do that. Defensively, I think they're going to be okay. Their defense uh, was down a little bit last year because Michael Parsons was hurt. He's still recovering from ACL. Uh, he's not going to be ready for the start of the season. But I honestly think that defense can hold a little bit until he gets back. Once he gets back, though, it's just going to make that defense even more deadly and dangerous. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Let's move into real quick after the Packers. We got the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings last year um, had a 9-8 record. Head coach Kevin O'Connell is there again. Um, and this was a up and down season. You had JJ McCarthy taking over the reins of quarterback, but the Vikings do not seem to be all that convinced after letting Sam Darnold walk out the door and go to Seattle and win a Super Bowl. The Vikings had a lot of faith that JJ McCarthy would be able to. Um, Hold on, let's see. I think I got Randall back. There he is.
Back with you.
Back with me. I was just going into the Minnesota Vikings
Okay.
and talking about, it's funny that the Vikings let Sam Darnold walk out the door and go win a Super Bowl because they had so much faith in JJ McCarthy, or so they said, only to then go around and bring in a 4'9" quarterback from Arizona, who is now projected to be the starter.
It's hard to find somebody shorter than Bryce.
It is. I mean, I don't know, man. That's just crazy. And then it's so little, and then had that big old helmet on their head. It just looks absolutely Hilarious. Anyway, um, but have the Vikings? I mean, JJ McCarthy is still listed as their number 2 quarterback, but for what they gave up to get JJ McCarthy on the team, what they gave away Sam Darnold when they had him in the building, um, only to then go get Kyler Murray, who had up and down seasons in Arizona, and certainly everything in Arizona was not his fault. You know me, I don't like little quarterbacks because the thing that made Kyler Murray special is the fact that he could get out of the pocket and run. Okay, scrambling quarterback doesn't put the ball in the hands of your skilled position players. It just means that you have a guy that's not going to necessarily take a lot of sacks because he can squirt out of there. And that
Running quarterback ain't gonna do nothing for Justin Jefferson.
not exactly. And that's my concern. And then the other concern to that with short quarterbacks that lean into their running, Father Time is undefeated. At some point, you can only run but so much. Ask Mike Vick, ask RG3, um,
All
ask
of it.
these mobile quarterbacks that once they stopped running, how productive were they when they had to stand in the pocket?
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things. I remember Cordell Stewart. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a name. Damn, boy, Slash.
Slash the
Like,
first.
he's a love some Slash. Once Slash couldn't run no more, Slash got stabbed.
Slash got stashed right on the bench.
That's what happened. They said, come here, Slash.
He never took it off
They
neither.
said, Slash that right there. That's what happens. And really it's because, you know, those physical abilities are great and everything else, but you got to be a well-rounded player so that when those things start to diminish, you can lean on to other stuff. You got some other guys, they don't have those abilities and they have to be really, really good with their timing and being able to read their routes and the progressions and everything else because they don't have the wheels to be able to get them out of situations like that. Tom Brady made a 21-year career out of not outrunning nobody.
Got that.
He couldn't outrun the water boy.
Nope.
He couldn't outrun somebody ain't have no legs. He couldn't outrun nobody, and is considered the GOAT. So all of those other things are nice, but I don't know how that's going to translate for the Minnesota Vikings. The question mark behind how far this team goes to me is all going to be who's behind center.
I agree, man.
It,
It's
it,
like
it, I don't know. I don't know if it matters.
They got, Justin Jefferson. They got Jordan Addison. Those are two very nice receivers.
And then you got
Who's
Hawk.
gonna throw it to him?
Catch too.
Got what?
TJ Hawkinson, the tight end.
Hawkinson, yeah, very nice tight end. But
And they just brought in Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
From San Fran.
All them weapons, but who gonna throw it to him, man? I just don't trust Crop Top to do the job. I don't.
You know, the only way Crop Top can be good with these guys is he gonna have to do one or two things. Same stuff that I said about Bryce Young. He's gonna have to climb the pocket, or he's gonna have to do a lot of rollouts to be able to get a better line of sight. He cannot just sit there and shotgun and try to lob that ball over all the defensive players. It is going to get picked off. It's going to get batted down. It is not going to be highly effective.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's it right there. They're going to have to do that. You got Aaron Jones as your running back, and so you got a lot of good skill players. But again, who's behind center?
Yeah. I don't really trust that running game too. It's like Aaron Jones is not the battering ram he used to be. He's getting kind of old.
He is not.
Ran into some health issues last year. Normally those things don't correct themselves.
You know, it would be interesting to see if they would just go after get old Taysom Hill and see what he got left in him. It's New Orleans parted ways with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. The defense, I'm not so worried about. It's really that offense that gives me pause and hesitation on how good this team could be. If they can figure out the under center issue, they could definitely be good, but I do not have faith in that. The team that I do have faith in is them knuckle busting Detroit Lions.
Yes, sir.
With Mr. Dan Campbell coming back to do it again. Again, you got and there's only one thing that really worries me. One thing that worries me. You got Jared Goff. You got Jamar Gibbs, but you ain't got Montgomery.
Yeah.
He done gone to Texas, I believe. He in Houston.
Yep. That is a concern because Jamar Gibbs, as dynamic as he was last year, he's gonna have to repeat that again this year.
Man, that Thunder and Lightning to me worked. That formula.
Yep. And they went out and they got Isaiah Pacheco from Kansas City, but he ain't the same, man. He ain't the same as Montgomery.
I hope he can. I don't, Brand. This is the part that concerns me. Will the change of scenery help Pacheco in this situation? It's going to have to.
I hope so.
That running game is paramount because it's what gets Ross St. Brown going. It gets Jacob going. It gets Tesla going. It gets Laporta going. When you have a good run game and Jared Goff can then operate with play action, it frees those guys up down the field when you can sit there and fake that handoff to those backs like that, especially when you got Gibbs back there and you don't know if he gonna sit there and take it from off the handoff or squirt out into the flat and catch it there and give you all kinds of hell.
Yeah, and they are hell. That offense is hell.
Hell. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. You got Penei Sewell coming back on that offensive line. That's gonna be good. Mahogany, Ratledge, you got all those boys up front. So that's gonna be a thing. Your center's a new starter, Cade Mays. That's gonna be interesting to see that center quarterback relationship. Make sure that center can get the ball off and then get to their blocking duties as well. That's gonna be interesting. On the defensive side, of course, you got Mr. Aiden Hutchinson himself. He stayed healthy. That's going to be a good anchor to that defense. You got some other guys back there too that I think that I'm not worried about their defense. I mean, I'm not worried about their offense. It's can that defense hold enough where they don't have to sit there and score 35, 40 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's going to come down to. So I ran over a little bit today, but I'm gonna give you my picks. I got Minnesota coming in dead last. I got Detroit winning the division. I have I got Chicago second and Green Bay third.
Now, I don't know why you went and did that because I got them lined up the exact same way. Yeah, man, I see it the exact same. I see Detroit having a bounce back year. They're not going to be, they're going to come back. People, they are not dead. They are not.
Oh, they mad too. They pissed.
They're mad. They're going to come back biting kneecaps. I got them first in the division. Like you said, I got Chicago. They got a lot of talent. Ben Johnson in year number 2. I don't see him having a backslide. Minnesota, I just do not trust as far as the quarterback. I got them dead last. Green Bay until they figure out they wide receivers and their offense. I just got them third. I think it's just too tough for them to overcome Chicago and Detroit. So, yeah, I got them lined up the exact same, brother.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Jordan Love. If he doesn't have an established number one receiver, I think that's going to make him prone to throwing a lot more picks this year. You got to figure out who your number one is. It's good to have a crop of really good guys, but one of those guys got to be the dude. And one of them needs to assert themselves and say, I'm that mother.
I'm the man. I'm him. Yes, I'm him. One of them got to step up, man.
And none of them have done that yet. And that's also the part that is disappointing is, hey, don't let nobody crown you as that dude. You rip that goddamn crown and you put it on your head.
Right. It's like, how can you be a wide receiver and not do that? Come on, man.
That's kind of in their DNA. They all think
in their DNA. Supposed to be.
They always think they open.
Yep.
Bro, you ain't even on the field yet. I'm still open. Still could have got it to me. Damn, dude. We was on the bus. They always open. So, yeah, so that's exactly why. And hopefully that's gonna give you guys a little bit of insight. That's what we're gonna do every single week leading up to opening weekend. There's gonna be a lot more international games this year. There's gonna be some Thursday night, Friday night games, all that kind of stuff coming up. We'll definitely get into that as we go. We appreciate y'all hanging around with us. I'll definitely make sure that but we were catching up for the first little bit of the show. But we will definitely keep the shows to about an hour, 5 hours and 10 minutes at the most. These are on Monday, so they will lead up into Monday Night Football. If there was a football game, we would have definitely been into that game time. So we're definitely going to try to finish no later than 8:05, 8:10, just so that we can then be able to get in front of the Monday night game. Now, if they have some of those, I don't know if they're bringing back those double Monday night headers when they slide a game to the 7 o'clock hour or something like that.
Yeah, that's doing that. I don't know about.
I don't think they're doing it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't. It was trash. But if they did do that, that would be the only conflict. But expect to be able to see us, y'all, here. Right now, here is YouTube and Roku until I can get Facebook figured out. I'm sorry, and also Instagram. I might just, you know what, Rand, we may just have to send people over to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's live on YouTube. So, just Facebook. We'll share the feed. I'll share the link on Facebook for the YouTube before the show and just tell people go to the YouTube. I can count on YouTube. I may just not even fool with Facebook anymore because that's just getting old. Yeah. I'll just go to the YouTube channel and the Roku channel. Then maybe I'll just air the playback of the show on Facebook later, do a replay that way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, everybody. Rand, as always, thank you very much. We're gonna head up out of here. So we will see y'all again next week. Let me get this new outro in. We'll see y'all. Peace.